Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, I'll explain these topics. One is Bedrock overview. After watching this video, you'll cover all these concepts. Like you'll understood the Bedrock overview, and you'll also understood what are the latest features which are introduced in the Bedrock, and you'll also understood meanwhile what are the available models in the Bedrock and how to fine tune the models from Bedrock and Bedrock as a vector store. So how we can use the Bedrock as a vector store. So these all are the options which are introduced in the Bedrock. For fine tuning, you don't need to code. You don't need to code. Don't need to code. You don't need to code anything. So just need to configure the options so that in easy way you can able to fine tune your models which are present in Bedrock. So let's move back. This is the AWS Bedrock Management Console, and here you can able to see the providers, or these all are the features which are available in the Bedrock. Let's see the providers which are available. I'm just clicking on these providers. You can see there are totally 7 providers are there. So each provider will provide their specific models. You can see one provider is providing 5. Where I can able to see these all models are these all provided models. You can see under Bedrock configurations model access. You just click on it so that here those all model provider models are visible here. If you want to access them, then just enable specific model access and just select that model and click on next, and you just submit it so that they'll provide you the access to that specific model. Then further you can able to use that model. So like this, only 47 base hosted models, already hosted models available to you. Like those 7 providers will provide you totally 47 models. From Bedrock, you can able to access those models by just selecting that specific model and getting the access to that specific model. But actually, in Bedrock, you not only have these 47 models, you also have some more models. You can see here marketplace deployment. You just open it so that here you can able to deploy the marketplace models. AWS provides one more feature, that is model catalog. In this model catalog, you can see marketplace models also available. You can see Bedrock marketplace option is there. You just select it so that 136 models are available totally. Those 136 models you can able to, if you want to access any one of the model, then you can able to select that particular model, subscribe to that particular model and deploy that particular model. So whenever you deploy that particular model, that will be available in your marketplace deployments here. So you just view and select any model that is not already hostedly available in serverless already hosted models. Like what are the 47 that we seen previously, those are available to us. We can able to use them, or if you want to host them on your or so there is no option to host. You just modify the access and get that model. Whereas if you want to use Bedrock marketplace models, then you must need to subscribe to that particular model and then deploy that model. Whenever you deploy that model, that will be visible here. Then you can able to manage that model and access that model as well. So that is provided, or that feature is provided here in this marketplace deployments. Now what is this custom models? In this custom models, they provided us the feature, like let's say we have multiple models, right? In this model catalog we have multiple models like serverless models, that is already hosted models. Bedrock models are there, as well as marketplace models are also there. If we want to access marketplace models, then we need to deploy them, that is we need to subscribe and deploy them in our marketplace deployments, then only we can able to access them. Let's say I have accessing some model, either by deploying by myself or by taking or by accessing any one of the deployed model already available in Bedrock. And now I have a requirement, custom requirement, like fine tuning that model. I want to fine tune or further specialize that model based on my company data or my current data. So do I have that facility available in Bedrock? Yes. So that facility was introduced in Bedrock, that is here by using these custom models. In this we can able to fine tune. Here you can see under custom models. If you select it, then here you can able to see, so three options are there. One is fine tuning, and one is pre-training job, continued pre-training job, and second one and third one is distillation job. So I'll explain three. So one is, let's say I want to fine tune and I want to generate the, let's say I do not have the data, I do not have any data. Like I'm expecting my model response like this, and my input is this. So such type of data I do not have. Let's say you want to generate it from the Bedrock, then you need to use this distillation job. You create this distillation job, and here, so as a teacher, you need to select a model. So currently, since I did not have access to, or I did not provide any access to the model, it was not providing me the option to select this. But if you provide or if you request for access to this model, then you will get the access to this model. Then you can able to select and apply that model. So then after you need to provide the parameters like a max response length and the bucket, the S3 bucket location. Where why this S3 bucket location, sir? This S3 bucket location actually we use it for storing directly or uploading the data directly to that S3. That is what are the generated synthetic data that will be uploaded to S3 for training as well as testing. The data will be uploaded to S3 based on the location that we provide here. Let's say if you are expecting to store the training related metrics, that matrix also you can able to store in S3 by providing the location here. And to perform or to access the S3 behalf of you need to provide some IAM role here, so that it can able to access the S3, and it can able to store the metrics, and it can able to store the synthetic data. So metrics from here it will be stored, and this actually the path to store your synthetic data that is generated. I'm just canceling this. So this is how you can able to use it to generate the synthetic data. Then by using some synthetic data that you generated, or the data that you already have or your company already have, you can able to fine tune it based on the type of data. Fine tuning that is categorized into two ways. One is labeled data, like input and output we are providing. So that data set we can call it as a labeled data, since we are specifying a particular thing is a input and second thing is an output. Then it's a labeled data. During that time you need to use this option to fine tune it. And continued pre-training, so here we use actually the unlabeled data, continuous data to continuously pre-train job. For continuous pre-training job you need to use this. For just now fine tuning you can use this. I'll show you this option, like how to create a fine tuning job. So here also you need to select a model, for which model you are fine tuning. Let's say you hosted your model, that is your marketplace model, that also available here, so that you can able to select, and you can able to apply that, so that that model will be selected to here. You need to provide the fine-tuned model name, like I want to provide like model 1. And if you want you can able to encrypt a model by using some key, AWS KMS key. Currently I don't want. And the job name you need to provide. Let's say it will be like a job 1, like pre-training or fine tuning 1, fine tuning job 1, fine tuning job 1. Then we need to provide our input, that is by using what data you want to fine tune this. Your model that you selected right at the top, that model you want to fine tune it, right? So by using what data, what company data that you want to use for fine tuning this, so that data location you need to provide here. So you need to store, actually you need to store the data inside your S3 bucket. Then after that you need to provide your S3 bucket location here, so that location data, whatever the content which is present inside that location, that is used for fine tuning. And this is an optional, that is a validation data set. If you want, you can able to provide, otherwise you don't need. And you also need to provide these hyperparameters. Basically these parameters are responsible for your training parameters. Here we need to provide the epoch cycles, where based on this epoch cycles, those many number of iterations of all our training data will be considered in one cycle of training our model. And the batch size, this batch size in a particular cycle, or you can say, let's say the cycle is completed and updating the parameters. So before updating the parameters, model parameters, so what is the sample batch size, sample number of processes that are run? Those will be considered as a batch size. You can see here it will be 8, 16, 24, or 32. And the learning rate. So what does this learning rate indicates? These are nothing but after each and every batch cycle. So by using what rate our model parameters are updated. So that rate we need to set in between 0.00005 to 0.1. So that is nothing but the learning rate. And we have few more parameters to provide. So let's see the last one, that is evaluation percentage, that is 20. So if you provide 20, like this is the percentage of allocated data for your validation data set. Let's say if you not provide here a validation data set, you want to use the same data set, that is whatever the data set that you provided as input for both training as well as validation, then that will be split based on the evaluation percentage that you provide here. If you provide 20%, then 80% of data set that you provided as input is used for training and 20% is used for testing. And the output, so this is very important, you need to provide here the S3 location, like where you want to store your fine-tuned model outputs. So that location you need to provide here, there actually it stores the data. Since we are accessing S3, so we need to provide the permission. That particular S3 providing IAM role, S3 related service access providing IAM role, we need to provide here. We need to create it and provide it here. So that's the configuration related to fine tuning our model. So this is how we can able to fine tune our model. Continuous pre-training also looks the same. So if you click on it, then first you need to select your model and provide the model name, like whatever the model name that you want to put, that model name you need to provide, and job name you need to provide, and input data, where actually your input data will be, so that you need to provide here. And the hyper parameters, so if you select on it, so that it will provide you the same parameters like previously you provided, right? Yes. So the same parameters you need to provide here. Select the source and hyperparameters. So it also you can able to select the source based on your requirement. Then here you need to provide the bucket location. So at last you need to provide similarly the previous way, that is to provide S3 access behalf of you to get the training data and to store the output. We need to provide an IAM role, where that IAM role can have access to that S3 location. So this is the way where you can able to fine tune your already available or your deployed models. After fine tuning, what happens? Your final output or whatever the fine tuned model is there, that will be stored in S3 bucket, right? Yes. So, but in order to use this or in order to host that model, we need to host it, right? In order to use that model present in S3, we need to host it, right? Yes. So, if you want to do that, here there is an option that is imported models. So, here you can able to import the model from S3 and you can able to host it. We need to import the model and then we need to use the imported model by just or you can say by just interfacing it we can able to use it. These two options are nothing but a playground where here we can able to select a specific model and then we can able to use that model. So before selecting that model we need to get the access. Either it may be a chat or text based model or image or a video based models. We can able to directly access those models from here and we can able to test it before using them in our actual application. And the knowledge base, this is also very important. If you want to implement a RAG based implementation, then you need to create some index or vector store or Cassandra AI index or structured data store here. Then after creating that, you need to store actually your document related content inside it. Then you can able to use that as a knowledge base, or then you can able to use that to get the relevant content related to our query by providing your query. So that is how you can able to use this knowledge base here. And let's say you want to control like whatever the inputs or whatever the outputs that are generated from your model. Let's say if you want to safeguard your model, here you can see guardrails is one of the option. Guardrail, by using this, by creating this guardrail, you can able to do all these actions, like you can able to perform content filter or deny particular topic related responses or word filters or sensitive information filtering, and contextual grounding also you can able to perform. Let's see what are they. Let's say you have harmful categories. If you want to block the response from your model, let's say user is requested for specific content that is related to this sexual, then if you not want to provide the response from your model related to this topic, then you just need to enable this and you need to add this safeguard. After creating this safeguard, you need to add this safeguard to your model so that your model response will be blocked related to this harmful content. Or else if you want to remove the prompt attachments, then you need to select this. And so if you want to deny some topics, then first you need to add the topic, like the topic name, like some music content. So if I got any topic that contains this, then music content, music content. Let's say if I got any topic that comes under this music content, then that will be stopped, that will be avoided. Response to that will be avoided. And we can even add word filters, like, so what are the words that we want to filter? Those word filters we can able to add. Let's say you have some sensitive content. What do you mean by about sensitive content, sir? Let's say I have credit card information, debit card information, or email, let's say. So that type of information I don't want to send from my model response. That also you can able to do by using this, by adding this, that is a PII. You can add a PII type, like so you can see name, phone number, email. So whatever personal identifiable information that you want to block or mask, that you need to select. And if you want to block the response for that particular, or if you want to mask the response for that particular message, so that you can able to select and you can able to add. Or else if you want to block specific pattern, then you can able to add the rigorous pattern as well, and those related pattern matchings also blocked or masked based on your specification. And grounding as well you can able to perform, and a relevance score, based on the relevance score also you can able to block something. Let's say for the particular user query, if I'm getting the response that is less than 0.7, then during that time I'm block everything, or I'm blocking nothing. After that like relevance, what I'm doing, I'm blocking everything similar to that. So let's say below 0.7 grounding score value I'm not blocking anything. After that I'm blocking everything. So like that you can able to provide. Like this you can able to set your own rules for blocking some messages, or else configuring content filters, or else you can also configure the denied topics, and add word filters also. And you can also add sensitive in sensitive information filters like personal identifiable information related filters. You can add ground checking and relevance checking as well. So like this filters you can able to add and create this guard tile, and you can add this guard tile to your model so that this all will be applied. This acts as a safeguard to your model, and it can able to protect your model responses from by avoiding all those things. And watermark detection, this is one more feature to identify the watermark. And at last I want to show you like evaluations. So in this you have automatic evaluations are there, and human based evaluations are also there. In this automatic evaluations what happens is multiple evaluations will be performed. Like, so if you just click on create automatic programmatic evaluations, you can see based on the type there will be multiple metrics are there. So currently toxicity will be evaluated, accuracy will be evaluated, robustness also evaluated for your particular model, like what model you want to select. So for that particular model you can able to identify the evaluations and store that result in specific S3 location as well. For that this automatic evaluation is there. For human based evaluation, so the teams will specify, like it will provide us some more custom option to evaluate. We can provide some expertise limits, so that based on that it will be evaluated and we can able to store that result in S3 to see that. And at last I want to show you like the settings. So here you can able to store the logs. Logs are very important related to Bedrock, like whatever the request that you are getting, whatever the response that you are sending out from the Bedrock. If you want to store both, then you need to enable this, and you can able to store that inside your S3, or else CloudWatch logs only. So if you want to store it in S3 only, then you need to specify the S3 location. If you want to store it in CloudWatch logs location, you need to create one CloudWatch log group and you need to provide that, and provide some role to access that CloudWatch. If you want to store in both S3 and CloudWatch, then you can select that and provide the S3 location as well as the CloudWatch log group location, and then save it so that whatever the requests that are coming to your Bedrock, those all will be stored related to your text, image, embeddings, and vectors. If you want only specific like a text-based requests as well as responses storing, then you just need to select this so that that particular responses and requests will be stored in the specified location. I'm just clearing this. So this is the overview of everything related to Bedrock and the latest features which are introduced in the Bedrock. We have discussed the available models in the Bedrock and how to fine tune our model without even writing a bit of code. And Bedrock, how can you use it as a vector store that we discussed. And we have also discussed like logs we discussed, and we have discussed the security by using this safeguard. We can able to protect our model responses by providing only specific other than blocking all the other responses. Logs we are storing in the settings, we can able to enable it and store the logs. So that's about this video. I hope you understood this video and you got the knowledge of Bedrock. I hope this video is useful. If you feel this video is useful, then please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. Thanks for watching again. See you back in the next video with another interesting topic. Until then, bye bye, guys.